Really quick, everybody, this entire vid will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch whole thing, just get straight into a different fight, which I suggest, by the way, you hear my intro for this one because I have something to say anyways. If you want to skip, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire vid will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you like. And if you're sticking around, guys, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels, and this is a full card breakdown and prediction for one Fight Night 11. I do want to say something before we get into the video, guys. So, if you've been following the channel, I've gotten a lot of subscribers and viewers from my full card breakdowns for the UFC. I am still on my journey to learn all of the one championship fighters. So when I'm making this video, when I make UFC videos, I'm very, very knowledgeable about the fighters, even fighters that you guys don't know about. Like, I take pride and I study the fighters, okay? When it comes to the UFC, I am very, very knowledgeable in what I'm talking about. One championship, though, I have recently become a very, very big fan. And while I still go back and look at other fights and try to study some of these fighters, I'm not nearly as knowledgeable of these fighters as I am with the UFC. So I just want to say, these videos about one championship are pretty much for fun. I like talking about one. I like a lot of fighters on this card. Don't take my predictions here and go and place a bet on it, okay? I just want to be completely honest with you guys, and I understand hey, why would you want to watch this video? Why would you want to watch me if I'm making a prediction I don't know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm talking about a little bit, but I have a hard time uploading this because I don't want it to take away from my credibility when I speak about UFC. I just want to be completely honest with you guys. This is for fun. I'm making a prediction video just for fun, but when it comes to UFC, I give out betting advice. I'm very knowledgeable on the topic, so I hope you guys understand. But with that being said, let's get into the first fight today. Man, that was a very long intro. First fight of the night, Rade Opacic versus Guto Inocente. Now, this is actually a rematch, and this is going to be a heavyweight pro kickboxing match. And this is something I love about one championship, guys. There's always different fights going on. Now, this is a rematch. Guto ended Rade's winning streak with a body kick in the fight. Didn't go very long. Now, Opacic has been very vocal since that loss and was talking about how excited he is to get back in there. He's been working and correcting his mistakes. He's gotten a win since then. However, something to note is Rade, it has been dealing with some injuries. He said that he is coming in much healthier for this fight, but at the same time, if you're dealing with injuries coming in, you might be coming in healthier, but who knows how much you've been really training for this. We don't have a lot of information on Rade here, which I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't like that you are in a heavyweight kickboxing match as Guto at 37 years old. However, he did win the last fight, so it was a rematch, and I gotta lean towards a guy who already kind of finished Rade, but then again, this is heavyweight, and anything could happen, so I'm gonna go with Guto Inocente again, but I'm not too sure about this. Next fight on the card, Yong versus Hoon Woo. Now, Hoon Woo, there has been a lot of hype on him, and I gotta say, the dude is very, very exciting. He ran into one hiccup recently in his career, but before that, it was just wonderful knockouts, looking real good coming into the one championship, had that loss, but now he's coming off of another amazing win. Yong, on the other hand, it's just I don't want to be really mean when I say this at all. I mean absolutely no disrespect, but nothing really stands out, and I've seen him fight a few times. I went back and watched a couple fights too, usually winning his fights by decision, of course. I think Hoon Woo will be much more dangerous in this matchup, and I'm not really overly convinced of Yong from what I've seen so far. So my prediction is going to be Hoon Woo in this fight to win. Probably, and yeah, you know what? Probably by knockout. Next fight on the card, Nieky Holzken versus Arian Sadikovic. Now, guys, I have to go with Nieky Holzken. I just have to, because Arian, there is not much information on him in his background, and I'm not to say he's a bad fighter or anything. He's done very well. Obviously, he's in one championship, right? Fighting very, very well, but Holzken is a very accomplished both boxer and kickboxer, former Glory champion. This dude is aggressive. This dude is powerful. This dude is precise. He is very good at what he does. However, the only problem that I see with this is you have a 40-year-old fighting a 28-year-old. That is very, very in my eyes. If I'm a betting man, I am very rarely betting on a guy who's 40. 39 is the absolute limit. However, this dude is insanely accomplished, has an insane record. I got to go with Holzken. How can I not? How can you not pick him? Moving on to the next fight, we have Mansur Malachiev versus Jeremy Miado. Now, Mansur, there is a lot of hype on this dude, and understandably so. He's your typical fighter with the last name. You know what I mean? Very, very good takedowns, very good submissions, and even some knockout wins, but that's diving into a little while ago. But the dude has been nothing but dominant so far. Jeremy Miado, though, a very good fighter himself. In his prime, looking great, but the only problem with this fight is Jeremy Miado, He is a very good fighter, but he is primarily a striker. He'll want to keep this fight standing and keep this fight kickboxing. He has very, very good finishing instincts, and he's been very, very good at getting those knockouts. We've seen him his whole recent one, what do you call it? The run he's had so far, he's been knocking dudes out and looking great. However, he lacks a little bit of the ground game, and Mansur, while he is good on the ground, he has very accurate takedowns. He has very good submission game, and that is Miado's only weakness. So I got to go with Mansur to win this fight. I feel like he'll take him down and do what he wants. But when you have a striker that's as dangerous as Jeremy, there's always the possibility to catch him. I just don't think it'll happen. Next fight on the card, we have the return of Superbon. When I talk about fighters of the One Championship era, I know Superbon, and I like Superbon. And man, I'm not even telling you, it's not even a biased prediction. I'm picking Superbon to win. He's fighting Tayfun, Ozcan. But the problem with this is, in my opinion, this is a little bit of a mismatch. Superbon is somebody who's had so many professional fights and looks so good. The experience is just out of this world. He has a record of something along the lines of like 50-10. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? So when you have him fighting against somebody like Tayfun, and he only has, he doesn't have nearly the amount of fights, especially in the professional level. How can you just not pick Superbon? You have a guy who's constantly looking good and constantly improving. Yeah, he's had a hiccup recently, but he's coming off of a few wins, looking very, very good. I can't not pick him to win this fight against a guy where there's so little to pick about. You know what I mean? The dude is still arguably in his prime, looking better than ever. I'm going with Superbon. I like him, and I like him in this fight. Oh my god, guys, and I am excited for this fight. I am so hyped. I am a big fan of Kade Ruotolo. He's taking on Tommy Langaker now. I feel like this is the Superbon breakdown, guys. This is the same thing as the Superbon breakdown. You have Kade Ruotolo, who is so fantastic at what he does. And this is a guy who's done jiu-jitsu for many, many years as talking. Like, the technique, the strength that I see from this guy is second to none. And he is well-deserving of his belt. He's taking on Tommy Langaker, who is unfortunately, he has a spotty record. But from what we've seen, still a very good grappler. Of course, he is definitely deserving of being in there against Kade Ruotolo. But it's not so much about Kade's opponent. I have actually said, and I'm not betting on One Championship, but when it comes to Kade Ruotolo, I will be placing a bet on him just because I am so unbelievably impressed from what I've seen. The dude is just so dominant, and I think he'll continue to be dominant. I don't care who he's in there against. And on top of that, you want to throw him a guy who obviously, the position that he's in, he's a very good grappler in Tommy Langaker, but very spotty record. Loses half, recently at least, he's been losing half of his grappling matches, and then Kade Ruotolo is just more dominant than ever, looking better, and I am just such a fan of the guy. I'm picking him to win. I'm very confident in saying so. Moving on to the main event, Regian Eersel versus Dmitry Menshikov. Now, it's Menshikov's debut in One Championship. However, he's coming into this, man. He's coming into this with a 29-2 record. It's something around like 30-2. The dude's Muay Thai experience is very, very good. Carries some nice power. Very, very good. And I always find it funny because the dude doesn't look he doesn't look like he's going to be a problem to fight. You know what I mean? But however, he is a very, very accomplished Muay Thai fighter. Breaking into One Championship. But the problem is, I can't pick him against Regian, the double champion. One Championship, undefeated since joining in his prime. This dude has been just dominating everybody. How can I not pick him? This is a very, very good matchup, though, and I wish I would seen more from Menshikov coming into the One Championship, but this is his big chance to shine. This would be one of the biggest upsets we have seen in a very long time. I got the double champ, man. He's not going to lose. There's no way, there's not no way he's going to lose, but the dude has just been steamrolling his competition in One Championship right now, and it's a double champ. Like, what can I say? What can I say? I'm very excited to see him fight. I'm very excited for this main event. My pick is going to be Regian Eersel. But guys, with that prediction is going to do it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please let me know what you think down below about this, because again, I'm still learning these fighters, so I don't have nearly as much to say as I do with the UFC fighters, but I wanted to make this video for fun. I'm a big fan of One Championship. It's my favorite organization. I'm definitely going to be watching this card. It's going to be an absolute blast. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what your picks are, and if you want to continue watching the Clenbat channel, there will be 2 fantastic videos for you on the screen right now. Check them out because they are pretty great. I will see you there, guys. Take care.